Hey, I am here with War Game. I'm just here to give my first impressions, my thoughts, feedback, etc., etc. And yeah, this was a game made in 1 week for the. If I remember correctly, it was made for the historically accurate game jam. Not sure if it was submitted in time or not, but yeah, I'm just gonna jump right into it. It says down here that I know you have unlimited ammo and clip, and that's a feature intended. I don't think you need to mention that it's like a feature because there's a lot of games that don't have those, and especially for shoot 'em ups. But maybe since you're going for a realistic war game, you thought it was this. Wait, what's that at the bottom left? Okay, hey, let's go. I did open it briefly to adjust the audio settings slightly. Oh god, it's still really loud. There we go. God, these guys are... these little soldier dudes are adorable. Go get him, squad. Man, my squad feels pretty competent. I don't know if, do they need me? Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Were these guys already dead when we got here? Or? 2 kills. At least you did something. Yeah, I participated. We'll get him next time. Oh, okay. So it's kind of like a score thing. I want to get as many kills as possible. Oh. Okay, and I also don't want to die. I can fire off screen, I assume, right? I just keep firing. I think this is the same level, right? It's just the 7 kills, Corporal. Good effort. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, this is a pretty nice environment, by the way. Well, I can walk through it, though. Kind of curious to look over here. Oh, is there battling on this side as well? These models are adorable, by the way. I like them. It's pretty clear who's on your side because of the green hats. I'm just gonna explore the map for a little bit. Is there a way to move? Oh, is that supposed to be my cursor? Wait, because I did full screen this while I was testing. Oh no, I think I might have broke the cursor. Probably just some UI shenanigans. Well, it feels like it's going the complete wrong way. Yeah, this UI isn't scaling super perfectly, but that's fine. Oh, I think it's one of the the reasons it's getting a little messed up is because I have 2 monitors. So all the way over here is probably, yeah, I'm on my second monitor to make that appear, so I don't know if that's and man, there's a lot of dudes. This guy's just all chilling. Am I bleeding, or are the enemy, or am I walking over a corpse making my feet all bloody? Huh. Oh, now I need to find the exit. Oh no. I think it's down. Yeah, here it is. Okay. We'll get him next time. Okay. So my current record is 7. So this is kind of like a speed game. I want to get as many kills before my teammates kill everything. Well, damn. It's nice that there's a little blood splatter to, like, know that I'm hitting them. Oh god. Man, if you, like, just run straight up, it gets really loud. I'm just going to fire into the darkness and hope I hit someone. Get extra kills. It's 10A. Okay, so that's not bad. Definitely not much content, but to the TK, you know, we were kind of chatting in the Discord, so you did warn me. It is just one level. So I wonder... Man, the move speed is really slow. It's really hard to get anywhere, especially if the gimmick is to basically just try to get as many kills as you can. And I imagine this is more so because of the historically accurate part of the, oh well. Yeah, you know what, that's probably what realistically would happen if you just charge ahead in front of everybody. First in, first to die. I imagine it was more part of the historical accurate part of the things that, like, in the end, you don't really have much agency. Like, your side is gonna win. Really all you have control over is whether you die and how many kills you get. Oh, Jesus Christ. Man, those guys fired fast. Do I have to get the last hit, or do I have to just, like, hit them once? Because if I have to get the last hit, that might be a little frustrating if you're going for a high score, because then you're... Basically, you're just gonna have to, like, try to not have your... You're gonna have to either try to kill steal, or just hope you don't get kill steal, like, stolen. Be cool if there was a mode to, like, just... Like a hard mode with no, like, allies on it. Yeah, it'd be nice if there was, like, a sprint option so I could run ahead of my dudes. I'm a little faster than them, which is nice considering I do need to try to, get kills ahead of them. Oop. Running ahead is a very good way to get murdered. Higher move speed would also make it be easier to dodge bullets. Obviously, this is supposed to be more of a historically accurate game, so the phrase "dodging bullets" probably signifies that's wouldn't have been a great addition for the gem. Damn. Be nice to have a health bar as well, so I know how close to I am to death. Yeah, that's a nice gun sound effect, though. Yeah. Yeah, between, like, the muzzle flash you have on the gun, like this single... Like this kind of sphere that just appears for one frame. The trail render and the actual sound of the gun. The gun is actually really satisfying to fire. Wait, what hit me? Oh, I wasn't looking. I'm not looking at myself as much as I probably should be. The Lay Massacre. So I assume that's the event that this is based on. Oh, jeez. They're in the trees. So I can walk through trees, right? But I can't shoot through trees? Oh, okay. Gotcha, gotcha. Seven kills, man. It's hard to get a... I'm gonna try to get 11. Try to beat my current high score. Well, I didn't even get one there. Yeah. So to get the kills, I need to run ahead so that my teammates don't steal the kills. But I also need to not die. And sorry I'm like trying to focus, so sorry if I'm not giving the most in-depth feedback right now. Yeah. I like the colors you've used for the models, by the way. It's like very desaturated, which is nice. Nothing like completely stands out. I think you could have made the hats like a more bright green, or like a oh god, or a little darker. They don't blend in or anything, so it's fine, but make them pop out a little more. I mean, knowing where your teammates is doesn't actually matter as much. Oh my god. I just like spray into the distance. It's definitely a massacre. Oh my god, I had like 1 HP left. If I had 1 HP left, I wouldn't have. I would have sprinted in. This is max fire speed. And this is if I click really fast. Okay, so holding it down is fine. It's cool that you move slower when shooting, so that oh god, so that I have a reason not to just like hold forever. But since the move speed is already really slow, feels pretty, makes me feel really slow. Goes from slow to really slow. Like, I'm not 100% sure of, like, military protocol, but I don't feel like you'd be walking into battle. It does feel a little bad that I feel like I'm not contributing pretty much anything to the outcome. I'm basically just a, I mean, that's probably part of the point, because you can't make it so that, oh, this one guy is carrying this massacre, but definitely doesn't lead to the most, interesting gameplay. Although this could make, like, a really good set-piece level. Like, maybe you have, if you were to expand on the idea, this could be, like, a level like this would be still pretty, would be, like, interesting to break up the pace. Like, you have a bunch of levels where you're almost alone or with a very small squad, and then you come to this level, and it is just destroyed your ears. It gets louder with how many people are shooting at once, because like the sound effects are stacking, I assume. I almost wouldn't mind being a little more zoomed out as well, or at least have an option to zoom out, because I got ambushed. They snuck up on me. They were hiding in the bushes. Yeah, I'll be honest, it's very hard to tell when I am hit. Like, there's no unique sound when I get hit, I don't think. 8. Wow, my team feels like, man, it feels like how efficient my team isn't, like, super consistent. It feels like sometimes they just go complete ham on the enemy, and sometimes... Yeah, I don't think I hear, like, a unique sound effect when I get hit, or when I hit the enemy. That would be a really nice, thing to add for the whole, like, feedback path. And I like these models. They're really low poly, but they work. Would be nice if the enemy hitbox was, like, slightly bigger. Jesus, what's going on? Just everybody on the map was, like, shooting at once. At what cost? Damn, only 7 again. Try to get more than 10, or at least maybe tie with 10, but ain't easy. That's cool. It's kind of neat that bullets get stopped by these, but like you don't, so you can... It's almost like you're hiding in here. Would have been kind of cool if there was maybe like stationary enemies that would hide in here, and you kind of have to get like get to a different angle to hit them. But that might be a little clunky with the move speed. I think an enemy that you have to like run around to get to like a vantage point to hit them would be pretty interesting if you had higher move speed. I think with this move speed that probably wouldn't work as well. Oh my god, I'm probably at like 1 HP, right? I took like a bunch of hits. I like this fire rate. Oh god. I think, yeah, I think going to the note on the page, I think having a reload of any sort would have been kind of a pace killer. Like, you already move really slow, and you already have a reason not to keep firing. One of the main functions of a reload system is so that you don't need to encourage the player not just holding down the shoot button constantly, but the move speed debuff, like, is definitely enough of a reason to not continuously shoot. The gun doesn't feel the most accurate at, like... Might have been nice if there was a small amount of, whatchamacallit, like, spread. Like, the bullets just slightly spread. Just talking on, like, how to make the gun feel even better. A small amount of spread can be pretty spicy. It can lead to, like, RNG, sort of, like, at a distance, the chance of you hitting when you're aiming straight at them gets adjusted. But, it's not 100% accurate right now anyways. Like, if you notice right here, maybe it's because I'm in full screen, or like I increased the screen size when maybe that wasn't intended. But I'm firing slightly above where I'm pointing, and that's fine, but it's not a huge deal. I can like mentally adjust for it, but I think a way to like, I think that might be something to think about fixing. We'll get them next time. I don't know, we got them pretty good this time. Oh, jeez. Just hearing the firefighting is pretty spooky sometimes. It's like, oh, I'm about to walk straight up and then I'm gonna get completely blasted. Yeah, these particles underneath the player when you move. Oh god. Well, I think there's the guy I was talking about. The guy who's like just standing in the garbage, and you must like. Oh wow, I got pretty bumped. It almost kind of feels like an RTS, except like you're on the field, just because you have like a big squad with you. If you want to take this down like a linear story route, and I don't know what type of direction you want to go with this, because drink. I don't know exactly what type of like what type of game you would want to develop this into. If you want to keep developing it, of course, like Game Jam games, it's up to you if you want to keep developing it or not. But it's hard to tell exactly what type of game this what type of direction you want to take it down, because right now you could take it down like a linear story route, you could take it down like a kind of hub based, maybe like you have a hub world or hub menu, like a strategy layer where you're dropping into different parts of Vietnam and doing different stuff. And if you do go down the linear story route, you could have a level like this where it's like basically you're just running them over as like a kind of way to mix up the feel of levels. So that could be cool. Would be cool to zoom out a little more. I'm pretty zoomed close in, and sometimes like, especially if I'm walking down, which I almost never do. What is down here? But if I'm walking down, oh, is this the edge of the world? Oh, that's weird. How come I can't aim down there, but I could walk into here? What? That's kind of weird. Oh, is he like aiming at the mouse based on where it is on the ground, and this is like the void, so gotcha. I'm probably not gonna find anything down there. But waste of sperm? Question mark, question mark, question mark. I knew my dudes got it. They didn't need me anyways. The starting with a squad makes me think of like squad mechanics, where maybe you have like commands where you can order them to move to places, or tell them to like throw a grenade or fire in directions, and you can make a more like tactical based game. Maybe if you just make a mechanic where if a character can shoot at an enemy, like they don't move, or you could have a command to make a squad member stay still, or you could make them follow, and then you can have like hit tab to switch between them, so you can do like tactical maneuvers, some flanking stuff. Where's the exit? I feel like I missed it. But that could be a way to take the game, make it a more tactical, because then the move speed is like slow enough that it makes it not really as much of an action game. Makes it feel more like a thoughtful kind of tactical experience over like a hard action experience. Which is probably what you wanted, because that's much more accurate historically. You don't really kind of run in like Rambo and then just dodge everybody's bullets. So if you wanted to take it down a continuously more like realistic route, I think squad mechanics could be interesting. Maybe the ability to switch between units. I think if you do that, you'd want to zoom out a bit. You're really zoomed in, and I think I almost feel like I'm not able to see things, because it's one of those things about top-down perspectives that's a little funky, is that, they lead to, like, really weird situations where, oh, hey, there's an enemy, like, my ally right here is shooting at an enemy right above me, and I can't see them. I'm gonna restart the game, because I literally don't know where the exit is. The gun itself, though, is really satisfying to use. That sound effect, the muzzle flash, the, oh god, I just took a bunch of damage. Slowing down while shooting. The line renderer. That's my teammate. What am I doing? I just, like, had a brain fart. I think, oh, pfft. And I die a lot. I think since I'm in a tree, I'm invulnerable, right? Basically. Tree OP. Man, only 4. Thought I got more than that. Okay. But yeah, it's not 100% clear what direction you want to go with this, but if you want to go down like a linear story route, I think slight move speed up would be nice. Having different types of levels during a linear story experience is nice. That way you can kind of like mix it up and you're not just like boring the player with the same type of combat encounters. And I think this level itself could like almost function as like the start of a level like that where you're like storming a base with a ton of enemies. If you're going down a more kind of systemic strategy management type game, what you could do is you could like have this be the core gameplay of you're basically the commander and you have to like send a certain amount of soldiers in, and then this just makes me. I'm thinking of doing it this way just because of the ally soldier thing you have here. What you could do is you could make like a strategy layer where you're the general, and then you send in you could. It's kind of like Risk, where you can send in as many units as you want, but like if they die on the mission, you actually lose them. So it's kind of like you could basically set the amount of dudes who join you, and then you have to like do something. Who knows? That's just an idea, like a theory. Just theory. I think if you want to go down a more realistic like feel for everything, I think adding some sort of like squad mechanics where your squad mates are fewer but more useful. Maybe stealth mechanics if this is because I'm pretty sure this is Vietnam. And Vietnam was pretty historically guerrilla warfare as fuck. So yeah, this is really cool. I love the like the color palette. I'm just personally a huge fan of like really desaturated, like not very overly saturated. I like a little bit of like high saturation to contrast it, but I like stuff like this. It's very soothing. I mean, this is the very soothing scene, but yeah, I think might be nice if your helmets were a little darker or brighter, but honestly, probably not. They don't like blend in that much, especially because of the shadow. So yeah. We like the sound effect cut out there. Oh, these two are hugging. Yeah, this low poly look looks really nice. It is a little sad that the feet don't move even a little bit while moving, but you barely notice it when you have that particle effect and the sound effects, because you're never really looking at your own feet. Probably a bigger deal with the enemies though, where the enemy feet would be slightly more distracting, because then they're just sliding at you, right? But yeah, for like content ideas, like things that would definitely be nice to see is different weapon types. Uh, it would this gun feels pretty nice to use, but it would get boring if this was the only gun. And I mean it is right now, but it's not like this is expected to be played for long enough for this gun to be. Like, this gun feels good enough that I could probably use it for like a few hours without getting like too sick of it. Yeah, that's pretty fun. I like this gun. There's a lot of like little polish to this things in this gun, like the muzzle flash, the bullet trails, and the slowing the player down, all combined to make it feel really like it feels like it would hurt getting hit by this. I don't know what this like. This bleeding effect is a little odd, considering it just like pops out of existence and is continuously going. I assume it's because I got shot like once, so it's kind of like to tell me that I'm wounded, but that doesn't really tell me how wounded I am. Something that's a little sad is that these particles like follow me as I move. It would probably be better if they were appearing. If they were like appearing where I was, and you do that in Unity. There, so I'm pretty sure this is a Unity game, right? Seems like it. But in Unity, there's a option, and I don't know which thing it's under for particles, but it's like simulation space or something, and it's set to local by default, and that just means the particles will be like attached to their parent. But if you set it to world, then it just ignores any dependencies like that, and it'll just like appear wherever it is. Let me double check that. Unity particle simulation space. Yeah, it's somewhere in here, or it's somewhere in the particle system. I'm just trying to remember if it's in like, it might be in the no, it's right here. It should be right here. If you change this to I don't know how if this is outdated or not, but if you change simulation space from local to world, the particles won't follow. Like, they won't be stuck to the character. I mean, I assume that's how these work, right? Unless you're just creating an object that appears. I don't know if that's a particle effect or not. I mean, it's thinking with the character probably works better now that I think about it, but it's just that the rotation does make it a little weird. Especially when walking backwards. Like, if you're walking backwards, like you're fighting off enemies and you're backing up. But yeah. Really cool entry. Like, I think it feels pretty good. I think maybe more hit effects when you hit an enemy. Specifically, a sound effect would be nice. Maybe a scream of agony. Maybe a sound effect, or like maybe do the Call of Duty thing with the kind of red borders around the screen to indicate that you are getting hit or have taken damage. Because it needs to be pretty obvious, because like I'm 90% of the time I'm not looking at myself, so it should be pretty clear when I'm getting hit, even if I'm not looking at here. Like, because I don't want to get like shot by enemies on the edge, my eyesight is just kind of like in a cone at the edge of the screen, try to spot enemies. And because of that, me getting hit should be more than a particle effect, because I never notice it. I assume I'm slightly injured. 9. That was commendable. You made your country proud. Nice. But yeah, again, not to repeat words, but yeah, these 3D models are all really cool. They're really low poly and basic, but they look good. Character heads are just squares, but it works. I think I would like it if the enemy hitboxes were slightly bigger, but that's just generally you don't want the hitboxes to be accurate. You want them to feel as best as they can, which is a bit weird, but depending on the game genre, obviously. But yeah, yeah, I don't really have too much else to say. Pretty cool. Pretty cool game. Really satisfying gun. Low movement speed. really low movement speed. So I think that could be addressed because right now it feels like it's supposed to be a more tactical game, yet the goal is a very speed-oriented goal. The game is slow and tactical, but there's not much tactical to do. There's no I need to outmaneuver or need to approach this differently. It's the main core of the game is I need to go fast to kill more enemies, but the movement says this is more of a thinky slow game. So it's a bit incongruous. I imagine it probably would have changed if you had time to kind of adjust the mission structure. Because well, then again, this is based on a massacre, right? So I feel like it's kind of the point that you're kind of just like trying to get as many kills because you're going to win no matter what, so. But what I think would be, but in that case, if you're going for that sort of kill as many enemies before your teammates get all the kills, it would be better if the movement speed was faster. And if the enemy bullets were a little slower to emphasize the kind of like duck and weave through bullets while getting as many kills. Yeah. The particle on the enemy feels almost a little delayed. It doesn't feel super instant. I mean, it probably is, it just doesn't, I feel like there should be a little more. Yeah, it's pretty fast. I think the particle effect alone isn't, like, super satisfying on hit. The gun itself is satisfying, but hitting enemies with it isn't as satisfying. And I think it would be nice if there was a, like, if the enemy flashed a color, and maybe, like, if you just, like, had a, I don't know how easy this is in 3D, but, like, just make them completely flash white, and then have them, like, hit stop a little bit, or, like, stop in their place. Like, it feels like I'm shooting robots that, like, are literally deflecting the bullets. Because they don't react to my bullets. They bleed a little bit, but it's just imagine you're like somebody's walking at you and you shoot them and it doesn't even slow them down slightly. So a little bit of hit stop would probably be a little nice there. But yeah, not to get too nitpicky about it. This is really cool. Really satisfying gun. Really nice models. They are low poly, but low poly looks good. Like, tree. Anyways, yeah, so that's just, No, I opened my mouth and immediately just, like, everybody on the map just shooting each other. Definitely interesting that you've definitely sprinkled a bunch of bodies around the map already for the aesthetic. Yeah, that's pretty neat. Because the ones that are half in the ground are obviously, I think, pre-placed. They're not, like, actual enemies because I don't think they sink into the ground. Although that could be a cool effect for, like, the death. Like, the death, just have them sink maybe a certain amount of pixels into the ground. Or pixels. Just a certain arbitrary number into the ground. Maybe it could be slightly random slowly. And then, like... Yeah. Yeah. Man, I love walking around and just seeing all the fucking bodies and the guns. The death, the destruction. Permanence is an amazing way to just, like, have that post-battle catharsis. Like, there was shit went down here. Wow, shit definitely went down over here. Yeah, stuff like this is really cool to see. I love seeing, like, permanence in this sort of thing. Would be nice if the blood were permanent, but I could see that causing performance issue. Like blood splatters. Also, maybe if you, like, deal enough damage to, like, trees or objects, they just, like, change their model to a more destroyed version. And maybe they lose their, like, bullets immunity. Like, maybe this could start as a regular, like, almost house, and then, like, when it takes enough damage, it turns into the model. Just an idea. But yeah, this is really cool. Pretty cool. This could be one of those, like a very cool second last level. Like, you play the entire game, it's kind of challenging. You get to the second last level, and it's kind of this catharsis. Like, you don't have to try that hard. It's easy, and you can just go ham and kill as many people as you want, basically. And then, final level. Or, like, boss fight. Could be cool to see, like, a friendly fire mechanic, too, just because, like, a lot of time it does feel like you're fired into the darkness, so killing an ally with stray bullets would be, like, kind of funny. More realistic, at least. We'll get them next time. Yeah, really cool game. When I go to the itch page, it doesn't say that it was submitted to the jam, so I don't know if you got it in time or not, but war sucks. Very true. Yeah, I would try not to have, like, messages like this right before the download, because it does sound a little condescending to people who do prefer the browser games. Because, yeah, I could see that being, like, a bit of a turnoff for some people. They come in here and they're like, oh, there's no browser, let me scroll down, and then it's like, whoa, you're... Like, if somebody who was looking for browser games came into here and then they were like, oh, wow, oh, it's a download. Well, these GIFs look interesting enough. Maybe I'll try it. And they read, oh, wow, you actually are downloading this even though it's not a browser game, huh? And then they might just, like, be like, maybe not. It was made in 1 week. It was fun until the end. Until the end, because my boss started crunch. Big oof. 5 hours straight, anyways. I don't know how to animate. Do you? Well, depends on what you define as animate. Art style looks good. Anyways, agreed. That's it. Enjoy. Anyways, yeah, really cool game, TK. Pretty interesting. Oh, now let me make this video about playing all of your games. I make game in my spare time as well as art, preferably 3D. Gotcha. Is this a 2D puzzle platformer? What are you, an indie dev, TK? Oh, this actually looks pretty interesting, whatever this is. But yeah. Pretty cool game. Oh, that's actually kind of a neat screenshot. I can tell that it looks like you took it in engine, though. Like in the Unity engine, because of the grid. But, I mean, hey, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes to get those thumbnails. Yeah. Awesome entry. Well, I mean, it doesn't... I don't know if it was... I guess I could rate it. So I guess, I could rate it. It's just one of those things that, I don't know how ratings work on itch. So starting from 5 stars, something I was doing in the other videos for the last jam is go through the ratings and give my thoughts on, like, what you could have done to get all the ratings. So I'm gonna take one off because there's, like, very, very little content. It's kind of one mission, but it does have a little bit of replayability for that high score aspect. The playing over and over again, so... But I am still going to take 1 star off because there's a distinct lack of content. So I'll give it 4. That's good. Because this was a 1 week jam, right? Yeah. I do think it would have been possible to get more content. You do say that, like, the end you did get kind of screwed at work, so understandable. But there's definitely like a lack of content. I'll give you a 4. 4 is not bad. Yeah. Bandicam.com. Anyways, man, I feel like I may have trailed off a little too much this time. Sorry about that. Anyways, have a good one. Really cool entry. I keep calling it an entry. It wasn't a. I'm just so used to saying entry because I've been doing the mini jam videos. But yeah, cool game. Would like to see more content. Is probably going to be the biggest one. Because right now, literally one level that's very short and not very. It's not a hard level, obviously, because it's just kind of. You could literally beat it with Luigi standing still strats. But yeah, that's fine. Really, really nice, or really good feeling gun mechanic. I think it could feel better if the enemies had more like impact, maybe a slight knockback or just freezing in place. And yeah, higher movement speed would make it feel a little better because it's really slow as is and isn't very tactical yet. I think I could excuse the low move speed if there was more. Sorry, a bit of gas. If there was a bit more. Or I could forgive the low move speed if there was a bit more like tactical approaching, or maybe even stealth, or just like some way to kind of stop and think. Because this is just kind of it starts and you go, and if you don't go, then you're going to get very few kills. So, but yeah, cool entry. Cheers.